Hey, welcome everybody. Glad to see everybody back this week. Once again, how did I get here? Love that topic because it was one of those things that sales has always got to me. Whether I was a salesperson, sales manager, a sales leader, or owner of a company, it always get to that point. How did I get here? And what can I learn from it? That's really what I want to talk about today. Is no matter what role you are, actually, what role you are in life, it's really about can you deal with failure? If you take a look at batting averages, most batters fail 70, 80% of the time, right? And that's one of the things I think we got to figure out in sales. It's okay to fail as long as you learn something. Yes, if you fail 100 out of 100 times, yeah, you're going to have a problem. But failing 90 out of 100, obviously you'd like to learn more, but the key is failure is the only way you're going to get better and grow. And I really want you to take a look at every time you meet with somebody, what you failed at. Because I do that every time I'm meeting with somebody or have an appointment, have whatever. I always step back and say, okay, what could I have done better? What did I not do exactly right the way I wanted it to go? And if I don't do that, I'm not learning. It's too easy just in sales, at least as a young salesperson that I was. I think my biggest problem was um, not failing. I never walked back into the sales department where all the other salespeople were and said, boy, I messed up another one. I'd always walk back in there going, hey, everything's good. Yeah, I got a lot going. Hey, we got tons of stuff happening. When I really should have sat there and say, I got some problems, guys. I thought I had a lot in the pipeline. I don't. Can someone tell me what you do? Or I thought I had this sale and it blew up in my face. What would you have done? See, we're rational human beings, or we're rational animals. We always rationalize, right? And what I want you to do is, before you rationalize, really sit back and look at yourself and say, what could I have done different? Where did I fail this time? Failure is how you're going to grow. Failure is where you're going to get better. Um, Tom Peters, who wrote In Search of Excellence, had a great one where he said, uh, punish mediocre success and reward failures. Because if you're failing, you're growing. And that's what I mean is it's not just failing and move on, which is what I did early on in sales. It's a matter of failing, looking back and say, what should I have done different? How could I have come up with a different outcome? I'm a pro golfing. I love golf. I love watching pro golfers. And we just watched the US Open. And if you watch the people playing, it's amazing how many times they look at where they failed. The guys that win are looking at where they failed. If you're a golfer, you'll see they take a shot, right? They swing the club and they hit the ball. And if it goes a little right or it goes a little left, the minute that happens, they sit back down and look at where they were standing, look at the club, and kind of replay what happened just then so they can debrief themselves so they don't do it again. So they're always looking. It's okay after 4 days if they fail on a shot or fail on a putt, but you watch them, and every time they learn from that failure, from that little bitty chip shot, one shot out of the what couple hundred they're going to take over the next couple days. One shot they look at and realize what could they have done different. How could they get the ball closer? It's the same thing we have to do. So I want you to stop hiding from your failures. I want you to start looking for your failures and decide what could you do different. How could you improve? So just practice that this week. Every time you're done talking to someone, just relook and say, what one thing I could have done different, right? How could I have improved? With that, we'll see you probably next week with a guest. Hopefully, we'll be able to also unveil our LMS to you. We have an encyclopedia of sales courses and sales tips, like we're talking now, where you get your PhD in sales. So hit subscribe, and we'll see you next week.